Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1999 United States Connecticut Quarter, and believe me, this one holds secrets most people miss. You're about to find out how a simple-looking quarter could be hiding a massive value behind its unique design and rare errors. And if you're a collector or even someone with just a few coins lying around, you'll want to hear every word. Now imagine holding a coin that doesn't just carry 25 cents in face value, but tells a story of American pride, state history, and collectible excitement that's sweeping through coin communities across the country. That's exactly what the 1999 Connecticut Quarter is all about. This coin was part of the very first year of the legendary 50-state quarters program, a program that literally changed the way people looked at their spare change. The Connecticut Quarter was released as the fifth coin in that 1999 series, and it showcases one of the most iconic symbols of the state, the charter oak tree. This wasn't just any old tree, it stood for strength, independence, and courage in the face of tyranny. The design is so detailed and artistic, it almost feels like the tree could come to life right in your hand. The moment this quarter was released, collectors began searching for flawless examples to add to their growing state sets. But what they didn't realize is that some versions of the Connecticut Quarter would become incredibly rare over time. You see, not all of these coins were created equal. Some had minting errors, small imperfections that happened during the coin's production at the U.S. Mint. These aren't mistakes you throw away, these are the ones collectors chase with passion. We're talking about coins with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or even double die errors. Each of these flaws makes the coin stand out from the rest, and suddenly, what used to be just another quarter becomes a high-value collector's dream. And when these rare versions show up at coin shows or online auctions, the prices can go through the roof. Collectors have paid hundreds, even thousands, for Connecticut quarters that show unique mint errors, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. Coins minted in Philadelphia with the P mint mark and those from Denver with the D mint mark can both carry value, but the proof versions minted in San Francisco, those are the real eye-catchers, especially if you find one with a beautiful mirror finish or frosted details. They're incredibly sought after and can bring in big money if kept in perfect shape. So how can you make sure your Connecticut Quarter is worth more than just pocket change? Let me give you a few quick collector tips. First, always check the edges and surfaces of the coin. Look for anything that seems unusual, like missing letters, faded designs, doubling, or weird shapes along the rim. Even the smallest flaw could mean a big payday. Next, try to keep your coin in the best condition possible. Coins that haven't been touched by bare hands, kept away from moisture, and protected in holders or coin flips are far more valuable than worn ones. Also, if you suspect you've got a rare error quarter, get it professionally graded by a respected service like PCGS or NGC. That certification adds serious credibility and can raise the value dramatically when selling or trading. There have even been reports of these coins selling in auction houses in cities like Chicago and New York for more than collectors ever imagined. Some unique error coins from this very year have been sold for over $1,000, and that's not some fantasy, that's real documented sales in major coin marketplaces. So don't ever overlook your Connecticut quarters. They could be sitting quietly in your jar, waiting for someone like you to realize their hidden worth. Just imagine, a coin you forgot about could be the one that turns your small collection into a goldmine. Now, before we wrap things up, here's something you absolutely need to remember. If you're lucky enough to own a 1999 Connecticut Quarter in uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare mint error, it could be worth as much as $1,500. That's right, what started as a humble quarter could now be valued at $1,500 in auctions or private sales. And with demand still high and collectors always looking to complete their state quarter sets, the market for this coin continues to grow stronger every year. So go ahead, check those old coin rolls, dig through your change drawers, and ask your family if they've got any old quarters lying around from 1999. You never know what hidden treasure could be right there under your nose. Top 2. We are talking about the 2002 Louisiana State Quarter from the United States of America. this coin is a piece of American history, and what makes it truly special is the hidden rarity and the potential for value that most people don't even realize exists. So if you're a collector, a coin finder, or just someone who loves uncovering rare gems, stay with me until the very end. Because I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about this coin's design, its unique traits, rare errors, and how it could end up being worth way more than just 25 cents. Now let's take a moment and travel back to 2002. This was a time when the US Mint was rolling out the incredibly popular 50-state quarters program, and each release celebrated a different part of American culture and heritage. The Louisiana Quarter stands out with one of the most symbolic and artistic designs in the whole series. It features a pelican, which is the state bird, flying in front of the outline of the state itself, along with the image of the French explorer's ship and a trumpet, honoring Louisiana's deep connection to jazz music and French-American history. This coin is filled with meaning. It's not just currency, it's storytelling pressed into metal, and for collectors, that story becomes even more valuable when you find the right coin in the right condition. Now here's where it gets even more thrilling. Because not all Louisiana quarters are the same, some coins from this year ended up with rare minting errors, and these are the types of mistakes that can turn a regular coin into a hot item at coin shows, online marketplaces, and private auctions. We're talking about things like off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, and even coins that were accidentally minted on the wrong planchet. One of the most sought-after versions includes a Louisiana quarter with doubling in the trumpet details or lettering. Imagine how cool it is to hold a quarter that only a handful of people in the world have in that form. Even tiny imperfections can shoot the value of a coin up big time if it's a known error and in excellent condition. That's why collectors keep their eyes open and their magnifying glasses ready, because these rare variations don't show up every day. Now if you're holding a Louisiana quarter and wondering if it might be valuable, here's what you need to check first. Look closely at the mint mark. Coins from Philadelphia with the P or from Denver with the D are more common, but still valuable in high grades. The real stunners are the proof versions that were minted in San Francisco and meant for collectors, especially those with a mirror-like finish and frosted designs. If you find one in that flawless proof condition, or with a known minting error, you could be sitting on something rare and worth real money. Also, always check your coins under proper lighting. Sometimes doubling or rim issues are only visible when you look at it from just the right angle. The key is to preserve your coin properly. Keep it in a coin flip or protective holder, avoid touching the surface with bare fingers, and store it in a cool, dry place. The better the condition, the higher the value, and collectors will always pay top dollar for crisp, clean examples. In fact, collectors in cities like Dallas and New Orleans have already reported finding rare Louisiana quarters with known errors that sold in coin auctions for eye-popping prices. Imagine finding something like that in your own pocket change or coin jar. That's what makes this hobby so exciting. So don't ignore those old quarters sitting in drawers or piggy banks, especially if they're from the year 2002. The Louisiana Quarter might be one of the hidden stars in your collection just waiting to shine. If you're passionate about coins and love the hunt for rare finds, make sure you check your Louisiana Quarter for sharp edges, clean details, and any tiny signs of error or doubling, because even though this coin was originally worth only 25 cents, a rare version in uncirculated condition or with a recognized minting flaw has sold for as much as $1,200 in recent auctions and private sales. That's right, $1,200 for a single quarter. Now that's the kind of story that turns everyday change into a collector's dream. Top 3. I've got something really exciting to share with you, and trust me, you don't want to miss a second of this story, because the coin we're talking about is more than just metal. It's a symbol of wild beauty, deep history, and surprising value that's shocking collectors everywhere right now. We're diving into the powerful and majestic 2007 United States Idaho Quarter dollar, and I promise you this coin is way more than what it looks like at first glance. It's not just a quarter, it's a piece of America's untamed spirit, and when I tell you about the rarity and the hidden treasures behind some of these coins, you'll understand exactly why collectors are going crazy for them. The Idaho Quarter was part of the famous 50-state quarters program, and it came out in 2007 representing the state's pride with a stunning design featuring the peregrine falcon and the shape of the state itself. That falcon with its wings spread wide gives this coin a fierce, bold look, like it's ready to fly right off your hand and take you back to the skies of the Rocky Mountains. This bird is known for being the fastest animal on Earth, and that alone makes it such a fitting image for Idaho's wide skies and rugged freedom. Now here's where things start to get even more interesting, especially if you're someone who loves the thrill of spotting rare coins hiding in plain sight. Because not all Idaho quarters are equal, and while millions were made, only a handful are in perfect condition and even fewer have those rare minting errors that make collectors jump out of their chairs. Some coins were struck with misalignments or double die errors, especially around the lettering or in the falcon's feathers, and those small flaws create something totally unique, one-of-a-kind coins that people will pay big money to own. A few even have off-center strikes or clash die marks, which means the design elements aren't where they're supposed to be, and that makes your quarter even more desirable if it's clean and uncirculated. And here's what collectors really look for: sharp details in the falcon's wings, smooth surface with no scratches, and bold clean letters, especially on the words Esto Perpetua, which means let it be perpetual, the state motto of Idaho. If you see doubling in those words or a slight shadowy effect, you could be holding a double die error, which is extremely valuable in the coin market right now. So if you're someone who's ever picked up a 2007 quarter and thought it looked just a little different or sharper than others, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, because you might be holding something special in your hands. Let me give you some quick but important tips that every coin collector should remember, especially when it comes to rare state quarters like this one. First, always store your coins properly. Don't leave them lying around where they can get scratched or damaged. Keep them in a protective holder or coin flip to maintain their condition and shine. Second, always use a magnifying glass and good lighting when you inspect your coins, because sometimes the smallest errors or signs of doubling can only be seen under the right angle. Third, consider getting your rare coins professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC, because a coin with official certification not only proves authenticity but also boosts the value and makes it easier to sell if you ever want to cash in. And don't forget to check the mint marks, because both P for Philadelphia and D for Denver minted these quarters, and while both versions are collectible, certain errors have only been found in one mint or the other, so be sure to do your research. Collectors in places like Seattle, Chicago, and even smaller local auctions have reported these coins selling for hundreds and even more when they include rare minting flaws or come in gem uncirculated condition. So don't underestimate the Idaho quarter. It might look like just another coin in your change, but the truth is it could be hiding incredible value that's just waiting to be discovered. Go ahead and check your old jars, coin rolls, and pocket change, because you never know when you'll stumble across one of these gems, and believe me, the moment you find one, it'll be worth it. Because while the original face value of the Idaho 2007 quarter was just 25 cents, some rare error versions in mint condition have been sold in private sales and collector markets for as much as $1,700. That's right, $1,700 for one single quarter. Top 4. We're talking about something you absolutely don't want to miss, because this isn't your average quarter. This one carries a rare beauty and an even rarer story behind it, and if you're a serious collector or even just someone with a handful of coins in a drawer, you might be sitting on something valuable without even knowing it. Let's dive into the stunning 2015 Casachi National Forest quarter from the United States of America, and trust me, this coin has more going for it than most people realize. The Casachi Quarter was part of the America the Beautiful series, and it honored the wild natural power of the Casachi National Forest in Louisiana. Now, if you've never looked closely at this coin, let me tell you, it's a masterpiece in miniature. The design features a wild turkey in flight surrounded by tall grasses and pine trees, and it captures a moment of raw nature that you can almost hear and feel right from your hand. It's not just a coin, it's a tribute to the wilderness, and that's what makes it stand out even more in the world of collectors. But here's where things get really exciting, because not every Casachi quarter is the same, and that's where the hidden treasures begin. While millions of these coins were made, only a small number have been found with rare minting errors, and those are the ones that collectors go absolutely wild for. We're talking about double die, obverse, off-center strikes, die clashes, and even planchet errors where the coin was struck on a defective or incomplete metal blank. There are examples where the turkey's feathers show doubling, or the lettering around the coin has a faint shadow effect, and these details might seem tiny to the untrained eye, but in the world of coin collecting they can mean a massive jump in value. Collectors in cities like Houston and Atlanta have reported selling Casachi era quarters at coin shows for hundreds of dollars, because once these flaws are authenticated, they become must-haves for serious collections. Even Regular Casachi quarters can be valuable if they're in brilliant uncirculated condition or part of the special San Francisco proof sets with that mirror finish and sharp frosting. The proof versions, especially the silver proofs, are often sealed in mint packaging, and if they've been untouched by human hands they're considered premium grade and worth way more than their face value. So how do you know if your Casachi quarter is special? First, grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the details on the turkey. The wings and feathers should be sharp, clean and bold. If you see any doubling or extra shadow lines around the letters or the bird, you might have a double die error. Check for any roughness or damage on the rim that wasn't caused by wear and tear. Sometimes a clipped planchet can look like a bite was taken out of the coin, and that can be rare and valuable. Keep your coin safe and clean. Store it in a flip or coin capsule and never touch the surface with your bare fingers. Oils and dirt can ruin its value over time, and if you think you've got something truly rare, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, because once your coin is certified it instantly becomes more trusted and desirable on the market. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. The Casachi quarter's original face value is just 25 cents, but if you've got a rare error version or a flawless uncirculated proof, it could be worth as much as $1,300 in today's collector market. That's right, $1,300 for one single coin that could be sitting quietly in a jar or change tray right now. Top 5 and last coin, we're talking about the 2008 United States Oklahoma quarter dollar, and trust me when I say this is not just some regular piece of pocket change. This quarter has a stunning design and carries a rare collectible power that makes it one of the most talked about state quarters from the final stretch of the legendary 50 state quarters program. Now I want you to stick with me all the way through this, because I'm about to tell you things you've probably never noticed about this coin, and if you're someone who collects coins or dreams of finding that one lucky piece, this might be your moment. The Oklahoma quarter was released in 2008, and right away it grabbed attention for its breathtaking design, featuring a graceful scissortail flycatcher soaring across the coin with its long tail feathers beautifully curved and flowing through a field of wildflowers, which include the Indian blanket flower, Oklahoma's official state wildflower. This design isn't just artistic, it's symbolic. It represents freedom, nature, and the beauty of the plains and the wild sky, and that's what makes this coin not only meaningful but also highly attractive to collectors. But here's where things get even more exciting, because not all Oklahoma quarters are created equal. While millions were produced across the Philadelphia and Denver mints, only a fraction remain today in perfect or high-grade condition, and even fewer have minting errors that send collectors into a frenzy. Some of the rarest versions of this coin include off-center strikes or die breaks that cause cracks or raised lines across the design, and there are even reports of double die errors, especially in the lettering or the detailed feathers of the bird, and those kinds of mistakes turn a basic quarter into something extremely valuable in the coin collecting world. Imagine a coin that left the US Mint with an extra shadow or an unusual curve along the edge, something the average eye would miss but a sharp-eyed collector would recognize instantly as a jackpot find. And these types of coins aren't just talked about, they've been sold in real marketplaces, coin shows and auctions in places like Kansas City, Dallas, and online platforms where demand for rare state quarters is still going strong and growing every year. Now if you're someone who wants to start collecting or already has a few of these Oklahoma quarters, let me give you a few tips that could help you spot a treasure without spending a dime more. Always check the edges and surfaces for smoothness and detail. The higher the quality, the more value it holds, and a sharp, clear strike on the scissortail flycatcher and flowers is a sign your coin could be in great condition. Use a magnifying glass and check for any unusual textures or slight doubling in the letters, especially around the words Oklahoma or 2008 or the E pluribus unum text, because those are the places where rare errors love to hide. Also look for coins with that deep mirror-like finish, which often means they were part of the San Francisco proof set, and if you have a silver proof version that's untouched and still sealed in its mint packaging, then you could be looking at something truly special. Protect your coin from scratches, dirt, and air by storing it properly in a soft flip case or hard capsule, and avoid handling it with bare fingers, because even one tiny fingerprint can affect its long-term value. And if you think your coin has a rare error or is in brilliant uncirculated condition, don't hesitate to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, because once it's certified, its market value could climb quickly and dramatically. Collectors and dealers love documented rarity, and when a coin is graded and encapsulated, it adds serious trust and interest, which leads to better sales in both private deals and public auctions. And now let's get to the part you've been waiting for. The original market value of the 2008 Oklahoma quarter was just 25 cents. But if you're lucky enough to own one in proof silver condition or with a rare error strike, it could be worth as much as $1,600 depending on the demand and current collector market. That's right, $1,600 for a single beautiful quarter that might be hiding in a box or coin roll somewhere in your home. Thank you so much for joining me on this exciting adventure through another piece of American coin history. If you love discovering rare coins and the amazing stories behind them, then don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and tap that bell icon so you never miss out on our next rare coin reveal. Stay curious, keep looking, and happy collecting, because the next big find could be right in your change.